Hello, everybody, and welcome to the In the Pits News 150 at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. I'm Josh Coppernall. Alongside me is Cameron Caldwell. How you doing, Cameron?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. So we got a different track than what we had last week in Kentucky. This track is a 1 mile track, and it is a flatter track in the corners. So not much banking as what we saw last week. What do you think is going to be the difference between a track like Kentucky last week to a track like New Hampshire this week?
Well, I don't know. Honestly, I think with the tire model, it's going to be somewhat similar in terms of because I think the trucks will get tighter as they go on a tire run. So it's just going to be managing the tires like we saw last week at Kentucky. So because it's going to really get tight at the X of the corner, like turn 2 and turn 4. So whoever can conserve their tires the most will probably have the advantage towards the end.
It's definitely going to be all about tire management. And I think, I mean, it's definitely, going to see who can work the brakes as well, because last week they weren't really using their brakes either. And here, going to have to use those brakes a lot more. We could see a bump and run as well, come down possibly to the end of it.
Yeah, I think also, yeah, like you said, the brakes will come into a factor because this is a lot slower track than Kentucky is. So they're going to get down on the brakes in the corners and slow her down. And honestly, just kind of towards the end, might have someone outbrake the other. Might turn into a bump, might turn into a dump. We'll just have to see.
We've got what looks to be about 13 people racing tonight, 13 drivers. We got about a minute left here. So before we get into qualifying, let's go ahead and do our picks of who we think is going to win tonight. Who are you picking?
I'm picking Cody Bird in the 54 track. He looks pretty fast in practice. He was talking about how he thinks he has a good shot this weekend. And so I think he'll be up there to get it done.
Yeah, he definitely looked fast last week, and I think he will be somebody that is a force to be reckoned with. But I'm going to keep my eyes on Rich Pacherko. He was in the booth with me last week. He's on the track this week racing, and he's currently P1 in the practice charts. But John Dulaney, last week's winner, I didn't expect him to race tonight, but he's only 2/10 behind Rich Pacherko.
Yeah, he showed up late in practice. He was not having a good practice at all when he first got in here. He was loose all over the place, and it looks like he's finally been able to set down some fast laps.
And we will definitely see if John can go back to back. He is a Cup Series driver, so he's not going for points. He's just kind of here for those wins. But practice is wrapping up here. We're going to transition over into a 5-minute qualifying session, 2 laps for these drivers, and see who gets pole. Looks like John Dulaney is the first one on the track. He's just on his get up to speed lap. It's kind of a little bit wide in 3 and 4, but see if he goes down to the bottom in that preferred lane to actually qualify here as he starts his time. Definitely looking pretty good out of through 1 and 2 there. May have gotten just a little bit loose off turn 2, but we'll see how he rebounds. He goes wide in 3 and 4.
He might be trying to set up for his last lap.
It's very possible. That first lap for him is going to be a 31:09. Right back to the second lane through 1 and 2. See if he can get 3 and 4 down pretty well. He definitely took a better entry, yes.
This lap should be a lot better.
And that's going to be a 30.92 for John Dulaney.
He's about a tenth faster than the field right now.
So far. Got the number 18 coming out of 3 and 4. He's currently P2. That's Ethan Fournier. See if Fournier can maybe get up there. And it does not look like he's... I think his second lap was slower than his first lap.
Alonzo Chicano is on the second lap close to the end. I think he's one that we should expect to be up the front battling too.
Bird just see what he can hit the wall hard off turn 4.
Alonzo wasn't quite fast enough to get the pole, but he was definitely right there.
I don't think El Rapido is gonna get a time in. He hit the wall pretty hard and then just went right across the start-finish line. So El Rapido, there, Cody Bird, you're picked to win. You might have to start this race from the back.
Yeah, that's not always a bad thing though. From what I've heard, it's been a rough week so far. So maybe starting the back, avoiding the early wrecks, might not be the worst idea.
Yeah.
It might not be exactly what he wanted, but it's not the worst thing in the world yet. It's like we always say, it's not where you start, it's where you finish.
Exactly. And John Dulaney, he started 11th, I want to say, last week, and did come to the front to win the race. But looks like the last truck to make qualifying laps is going to be the number 27, Rich Pacherko. He is coming out of, or going into 3, rather, for his first lap, with just a little over a minute remaining in qualifying. He's going to complete his first lap here, and it is going to be good enough for the pole right away. He doesn't even have to take a second lap. He's going to be on the pole no matter what. He's coming out of turn 2, and he's not even going to take that second lap. He knows he has pole, and he's got it by 2/10 here. So
that's a whale of a lap.
Yeah, absolutely. So I noticed, you know, the drivers, they were running that second lane, not that first lane. Why would a driver choose that second lane over that bottom lane?
Well, the bottom lane is flat, so you're not going to turn very well down there, while the second and third lane are banked. So I think what they're all trying to do is kind of diamond it in the corner, so they kind of run a little bit higher in the center, and then try to cut back down on the exit if they can. But honestly, I don't know how well that worked towards the end. It's really tight. But like we said earlier, I think just considering tires, you'll be able to run that line, and you'll be able to set sail.
Definitely be interesting to see what kind of lines people choose, see if they can diamond that corner like you were talking about. Why don't we bring in our pole sitter and our in-race reporter, Rich Pacherko.
We'll give him just 1 second. Hey, Rich, it's the Booth Boys. You got us?
I do. How you doing this evening, gentlemen?
Doing pretty good, Rich. Well, you're my pick to win tonight. You're also our in-race reporter, and you start on the pole. So far, you're looking pretty good. 150-lap race. What's it going to take for you to win this race?
It's going to be a lot of patience. It really is a patience track. The easier you drive it into the corners, kind of the better off you are. So hopefully nobody else has figured that out. And that's just going to be the name of the game tonight, tire conservation.
It's going to be interesting for sure. Is there anybody, I mean, you were in the booth with me last week, so you got to see these guys firsthand from the sky. Anybody you're kind of worried about that might be up there with you?
I wouldn't necessarily say worried, but Chicano and Fournier, I think, are going to be the two quick guys. Delaney, I think he kind of lucked into it. He's probably going to wreck himself. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I think this top four, though, is probably going to be quick. And my SPR teammate, D Fields, I got to worry about him, too.
Yeah, he's looking good himself. So good luck to you and your team, and we'll maybe talk. Well, we will definitely talk to you at some point in the race.
All right, sounds great, guys. Have a good time.
Good luck, man.
All right, pace car is in. We are green. 150 laps around this 1 mile track. Definitely doesn't look like Rich Pacherko is able to clear John. Oh, he is going to clear John going into the corner, and now he's just going to set sail.
Tight there out too. Almost at the wall. There's just enough room to get up there.
Just a little bit, and see them all running kind of the second lane here again, as you were talking about. That bottom lane has no banking, and Rich Pacherko is going to maintain his lead lap one of the race. Got a side-by-side battle between the 18 and the 66 for fifth, but they sorted out. But John, he is all over the bumper of Rich Pacherko. You actually got 4 trucks there, all kind of looking in a freight train. All want that lead. 1 has it, 3 want it.
We talked about earlier.
Oh, there is a caution. See what happened there. It was the number 16 of Anthony Guarnieri.
Hit it hard, it looks like, on the inside.
Let's see what happened here. Well, he kind of blinked out on my end. I'm not sure what happened, but he had Anthony Chicano, or I'm sorry, Alonzo Chicano, on his back bumper just before he blinked out. I'm not sure if maybe it was netcode that possibly did that there.
I'm not sure, it looks pretty weird. It looks like maybe right before he blinked out that he was about to hit the wall, so maybe he turned down and didn't realize that Lonzo was there, so he might have just slipped Alonzo in the bumper and turned himself.
It's very possible. Not sure if his truck is too damaged, but I gotta imagine that hitting that wall the way he did, it might be some aero damage. Pit road is going to be open, it looks like. John Dulaney fakes. Everybody stays out except the number 16 of Fournier. And I imagine that everybody would stay out because they really weren't on green flag very long here. Anthony probably just going to go in, get that car serviced and looked at, and see what kind of repairs he can get done.
I think he can get it fixed. It probably won't run as good as he's hoping now, but I think he'll be alright. He's not going to be, like, hurting too bad, but it doesn't look great either. We just have to see how he can go after he fixes his damage.
Yeah, his truck doesn't look too terrible. Just looks like the left rear spoiler is kind of sticking in the air a little bit. Definitely will slow down some, but this track, it's a short track. You can have damage and still be fine. And so he might not have anything to worry about yet.
Well, as I was trying to say before the caution came out, we were talking about earlier about setting these cars up. And usually on tracks like these where the tire wear will come into play a lot, guys will try to set up their, well, in this case, trucks, looser to start off, so later in the run they won't be super tight. But with that means the trucks will be sliding all over the place at the beginning. So that's something to look for when these guys go on new tires. They might be sliding all around and might get cautious like we did right here.
Yeah, because if you have a truck that is feeling perfect now, it's going to be really bad for you late in the run. If we get longer runs, it'll be so tight. And with not a lot of banking here, you're going to go up and get close to that wall, if not hit it. So definitely have a loose truck and be able to manage it is what you want to do here, just like you were saying.
Yeah.
Well, your guy Cody Bird, he's 2 laps down.
I'm not really sure what happened. It sounded like he was also involved in that wreck. I'm not sure if he ran Anthony over or if he just what happened. But he said he was involved, but he was right in the back. So I'm not entirely sure what happened there.
Yeah, I'm not too sure either. It looked like there was a truck already in pit lane. And I wasn't sure if it was him or not, because I was more focused on Anthony than anything. He might have gotten, maybe something sent him down pit road during that caution. Like maybe he went down there to avoid something. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. He might have started the race in the pits. He might not have been very happy with how his truck was handled, so he didn't want to be in the way. Even though he would have been starting in the back, so I'm not entirely sure why he is 2 laps down. His truck looks fine though. I don't see any damage, so I don't think he would be fixing damage or anything.
Yeah, I didn't see any damage either. Well, lights are off on the pace car. We're going to go green next time by. Rich Pacherko, he chooses the bottom. If you were in that situation, Cam, would you choose the bottom or the top here?
I think I'd pick the bottom because I'd be, well, if I was in his shoes, I'd be a little bit worried about the guy starting second, maybe overdriving turn 1 and coming up into me. So I think stay on the bottom. And honestly, I think because they're not going super fast into the corner, I think he could probably just get out of the corner pretty easily like he did on the first start. Whereas John got tight, it looked like he was a little too high up. So I think bottom's probably the best bet for the restarts here, but we'll just have to see.
Yeah, I think I definitely agree with that. Maybe, I mean, he is teammates with Daniel Fields, so green flag is in the air, and he just pulls ahead. He goes right away, and Rich Pacherko is going to be clear and just continue to lead this thing.
Well, if you can get a start like that, you don't have to worry about lane choice, honestly.
Exactly. He kind of goes a little high. He's in the 3rd lane there, but he's going to get a run off here.
That's about the lane you want to run in the cup cars. I'm not entirely sure how well it works in the trucks. Maybe it works pretty well. We'll just have to see. Now they're running in the 2nd lane, which is where I thought they would be. Try to maybe cut it down to the bottom lane if possible. Maybe not. Just depends on how well their trucks are handling.
Definitely going to be interesting to see what lane choice they choose throughout the night. See if maybe there's a little bit of grip in another lane, but these guys are...
Good.
Sorry about that. These guys are all single file, but they're just hoping that somebody in front makes a mistake. And John, actually, Dulaney's going to run that 3rd lane, that number 6 truck.
Probably trying to get a run down the straightaway because I don't think you can pass him in the corner like that. If you can get a run down the straightaway, maybe try to get to his inside. I mean, that's probably how you're going to have to pull off the gas.
It's very possible, but he's getting a whole lot of pressure from the number 25, Alonzo now. Alonzo's going to look low.
Well, he's going to get the run on the outside.
He does get the run on the outside. They're side by side going to go in 3. See if John can pinch Rich Pacherko down to the bottom. He's actually going to stay in that 3rd lane. I think he's going to be able to clear Rich. He does. Clear Rich for a second. He's going to keep it. Now side by side for second between Rich Pacherko and Alonso Chicano.
I guess he missed well because apparently you want to make a pass on the outside. Looks like Rich might drive back to 3rd right here.
Yeah, if Alonso Chicano can use what he just saw John do, John Dulaney, then he might make Rich Pacherko fall back to 3rd. But Alonso kind of runs a little wide there, and I think Rich is going to be able to clear him. No, barely. He was still there at the rear bumper, but
He's not letting it go. He sees an opportunity to get the second. He's going to take it.
looks like Rich
Well,
Pacherko might drives into a little bit deeper there.
Let's see him get up.
Oh, now Alonzo is going to get the crossover. He's going to look low now going into turn 3.
I don't think he'll be able to complete this pass. I think Rich should probably clear him again. We'll see.
It's going to be close. They're still side by side, but now Rich Pacherko is going to clear him.
Yeah, I don't think the passes will come on the bottom, especially when the trucks are tighter later in the who's up top. It's going to be hard because everyone's going to be up top, I would think. So this is kind of a big game of chicken. We're trying to see who can get up higher.
It's very possible. I'm also wondering if some people are going to maybe try to pinch their competitors down on that first lane to have that grip, run in that second lane to be able to make passes.
Yeah, I think probably later on now, probably won't see a whole lot, but towards the end of the race, definitely will see a lot more aggressive pinching and whatnot.
Yeah, that's when things are going to get down to the wire, and they know a win is on the line. These guys are still battling side by side. And you know, Ethan Fournier, he's looking at this and he's wanting them to sort it out or something so he can try to sneak in under there and take third, maybe second away.
Looks like Alonzo finally got around Rich. I was kind of surprised because Rich cleared him a couple laps ago and they just took the bottom again. Like, Alonzo to the outside. I was a little surprised by that.
Oh, there's wrecking in the back. Number 56. Who is that? It's not going to be a caution for it.
Lowry.
Mason Lowry, he got contact with somebody. I think it was the number 66. Yeah, it was the number 66 of Daniel Fields. I believe Daniel Fields hit the wall and just kind of turned down. That is exactly what happened. And Mason, he just hit the tire barrier hard. And they were off the racing surface, so that's not going to bring out a caution.
I thought it was the 18 of Ethan Fournier that hit the wall, but apparently it was the 66. And now Ethan's trying to make a move under Rich for that third spot, but I don't think he'll be able to do it on the bottom.
And we have a battle for third. Ethan is going to go hard into the corner.
Slide up in.
I think they might have made a little bit of contact there, and Ethan definitely got third away. And actually, John Dulaney just hit the wall. That's going to allow Chicano to take the lead. And I think Dulaney just hit the wall again. Dulaney is definitely tight. He's going to hit the wall a third time.
Okay.
I'm not sure what's going on with his truck. He might have a pop tire, but he's hitting the wall on the straightaway.
Yeah, something's not right in that 6 truck.
He's definitely got a lot of damage on that right side now.
He looks really loose.
I'm not exactly sure what caused that. He's going to run way wide in 3. He's not going to hit the wall.
In the corner.
Might just
smoke tire going in every corner. That's his problem. Just getting ran up tight by the 16. He was just in that last incident over the last caution. He's up to 4th. That damage doesn't hurt him too bad.
Not bad for Anthony at all on that. And John Dulaney, he's just flirting with the wall. He almost got into the wall again there.
Looked like he hit it going into that corner.
Did look like he scraped. Oh, and they made contact.
Yeah.
Alonso and John. Delaney's going to save it now, and he's going to lose yet another spot to number 26 of McDaniel.
That's a nice save by Delaney.
He just went
His
from
truck
first to
followed.
sixth.
He must have not set up for the long run very well. I'm kind of shocked. You would think he'd be pretty tight, but it looks like he's really loose.
He definitely does look really loose. I'm not sure. I think just hitting that wall that once, he's going to hit the wall again off turn 4. He might be hoping for a caution soon or trying to ride it out till a stage break. I don't know if he can wait, though. He's going to get a lot of damage on that number 6 truck if he continues to do that. And he's already got a lot of damage. We've completed 24 laps so far, and Anthony Chicano, he's the current leader, but he's got Ethan Fournier right behind him. Well, they kind of entered a little bit high going into turns 3 and 4.
I'm a little surprised. I honestly thought that Alonzo would be able to pull away, but if anything, Ethan's running him down. Ethan gained just under a tenth right there on my last lap. Now he's driving into the corner pretty hard.
I'm sorry for cutting you off there. He did drive it into the corner a little bit harder there going into turn 1. And Lonzo, he's entering the corner wide. It's definitely looking like he's trying to get that run off the corner. And he knows he's got a little bit of a gap between him and Ethan.
Ethan gained again that time, just a couple of hundredths, but it's still green. It didn't seem like he got through turns 3 forward very well last time by, but it's still gained. He gained a ton right there.
Oh yeah, Alonzo went way wide on exit there. And side by side for the lead now. That's going to allow Ethan to get underneath. I think he got a little bit tight there in 3, and it's going to allow Alonzo to kind of stick to that outside a little bit. Alonzo's still the leader across the line, but Ethan is right there at the door. He's going to drive it into the corner.
You got it. He cleared him. Like, Alonzo's going to try to get the run on the exit. It's a crossover.
Chicano.
I don't know how well this will work in a 3 for Lonzo. I think Ethan's got it. We'll see if he can pull the same move that Ethan just did. Ethan sends it into the corner. They go drop just a little bit, but he's going to get it.
New leader in Loudon. Oh, and it looked like he might have got a little bit tight there, and he goes to the bottom immediately, trying to protect that bottom line. Oh man.
Allow Alonso to get to the outside, but he's slowed up.
I think Ethan hit that bottom line. So Ethan is the new leader, and now he's looking like he's just going to try to protect this. And I'm wondering, Rich did lose some spots there in the beginning. He might be watching this and saying, "All right, boys, have at it. I'll be catching you soon." If he's sitting back there saving his tires.
Yeah, it's not the worst idea. I mean, they're coming to, I believe, 11 to go on the stage this time. So he's going to have to start working his way back up there. It's kind of a shot because Rich is now, or at that last lap, he was 1.6 seconds back. And I think he's still losing some time. So he might not have set up very well for a long run, or he might be saving. We'll have to see.
It's very possible that he just might not have a long run truck, but these guys, they keep overdriving it into the corner, I feel like, and getting a wide entry and exit. It looks
I'm pretty surprised because whoever's leading has not been able to pull away, because Ethan drove pretty much from the middle of the pack, maybe to the back of the pack, and now he's leading. But Alonzo is still right with him. He hasn't lost a whole lot of time. One mistake by Ethan, and Alonzo will be right back in the lead.
Most definitely, and it looks like Ethan was the fastest truck, running a 31.897. Alonzo a 31.934. So Ethan just a little bit faster than Alonzo. but he's just not able to shake him off. I'm not sure, Ethan. He kind of looks a little tight off turn 4 and going towards the middle of the track on the straightaway.
Yeah, he's struggling with that truck. He's definitely overdriving, and it's not allowing him to cut back to the bottom. You saw right there at turn 2, he could not cut down. He got stuck in the upper lane, could not get back to the gas. He's got to kind of start backing off a little bit. He wants to keep that truck under him.
Yeah, if he started backing off, I think that would definitely help him in the long run. And I mean, it's going to allow Chicano to get there now, but he'll be pulling away later. They are still just being so aggressive here. That last time by, Alonzo was faster by...
He was like 2 tenths.
Yeah, 2 tenths. But Fournier was the fastest truck on the track that last time by. They are
Fournier
still
running bricks down, but I don't think I'll have enough time to get up to the 2 leaders up here.
probably not enough time at all, and it's definitely a shock to see Fournier up to 4th already.
And he's putting down competitive lap times. Like, he had a lot of damage on the left front. You would think that would hurt him enough that he wouldn't be able to be running this good, but he's proven us wrong.
That time by, Ethan was the fastest on track with 32.218. Alonzo Chicano at 32.253. So not much of a difference between the two trucks, but they are still just driving it into the corner really hard.
I think Ethan is slowly starting to find his rhythm. I think he's still overdriving a little bit, but he's not overdriving as bad. He's finally started to find that line. So turn 2 looks really good. It's turn 4, he's still getting a little bit too wide. But turn 2 makes up that difference compared to the 25 truck.
Yeah, he is definitely running wider, and
That was a lot better line that time though. Pulled away by over a tenth that time.
and he was the fastest truck that last time by as well. They're catching the number 66 of Daniel Fields. Daniel, of course, was the one that got into, I can't remember what number that was.
56.
The 56 Lowry, yes.
I think Dan's just going to let by here.
Yeah, he's going to stay on the bottom and allow them to get around on the top. And
Going to 2 to go in the third this time. I think as long as Ethan doesn't screw up, I think he's got it. I am shocked though. He's been overdriving that truck, it looks like, but I guess it seems like he saved his tires more than anyone else, which is shocking.
it is very shocking the way the other two guys were driving around the corners, fighting for every inch that they possibly could. Fournier, he's pulling away now. As long as things stay good for him, he's gonna ride to a stage win, and they're coming to the white flag for the stage.
He's got a really good line going 3 and 4 now. I think the field should be a little bit worried about him for letting strike as long as he can keep his truck in one piece.
Out of turns 1 and 2. Oh, he got loose. He was sideways, and it's a good thing he has that over a second buffer on Chicano, because I gotta imagine Chicano would have dove underneath them to try to get that stage win. But Ethan Fournier, he's gonna be stage 1 winner, followed by Alonzo Chicano and Rich Pacherko is going to ride into third.
And now we're going to wait for the top 10 to cycle out. I guess in this case it's the top 9 because 10th place is Daniel Fields, who's already crossed the line. Which 9th place is the 14 truck. He's coming out of turn 4 now. We'll get a caution shortly.
All right, man. Caution
And
is out.
caution is out. Well, that was a entertaining stage 1. Ethan Fournier is the leader, and he's a Piston Broke Racing developmental driver. So I kind of have, I guess, a little bit of a biased opinion there, as Piston Broke Racing is a team of mine on the Cup side, and the developmental team here for the trucks is my buddy Ryan Samuelson's. And see, Ryan is watching. He was probably excited to see Ethan take that stage win there.
Yeah, it seems like you picked up yourself the driver there. And we'll pull him in for an interview after pit stop cycle 2.
Looks like I would imagine they're going to take 4 tires here. I think you'd be crazy to take 2 here, especially the way they were driving. And it does look like they takes the 4 tires. He's going to get off pits, and it's not even well. Rich Pacherko
Rich got him.
Did Rich get him?
Yep.
That was close.
That's that number 1 pit stall for you.
That number 1 pit stall is definitely an advantage. Rich is going to go from 3rd to the lead here.
All right, we're going to pull Ethan in for an interview. Hey, Ethan, it's the Booth Boys. You got us?
Yes, sir.
Well, Ethan, how are you doing?
Well,
I want to do it the hard way.
You're looking good out there. You got the stage win. You and Chicano was putting on a show for that lead there. What ultimately allowed you to get the lead and pull away there?
I just think our trucks are pretty equal, but I just feel like mine's just a little better in the long runs. I think he may have burned his stuff up a little bit, but we're really, really equal. So I wouldn't be surprised if he makes a little bit of an adjustment and we're battling again.
yeah, I was shocked because from my standpoint, it looked like you were just overdriving to every corner, but yet you were still pulling away from him later in that run. So it might just be my eyes were wronging me, but you were doing a pretty good job there.
I was sending it. You were seeing it right.
So how are you looking to serve your tires by running that line? Because it seemed like you were definitely you weren't getting to the bottom, or at least the lower lane out of the corners. You were definitely drifting up. So how were you able to keep your car going?
I just mainly try to focus on throttle control, not to burn the rears off, spinning it coming off. So I just try to get into a rhythm of not burning the rears off and just kind of playing with the throttle. And I found a good rhythm here. So I'll have to find it again. It took me about 10 laps to get it, so I'll have to get it back.
Yeah, it seemed like towards the end of that stage, like he was right with you, and then you found your rhythm and you just took off.
Yeah, now I got to get past everybody else again, so it'll be fun. We got a good truck.
All right, well, we'll leave it to it.
Thanks, guys.
While we're interviewing people, let's bring in our in-race reporter, Rich Pacherko.
All right. Hey, Rich, Booth Boys, you got us?
I do. How are you guys?
Doing good. You fell back to 3rd there. What was that part of the strategy or the game plan, or is that a secret?
No strategy or game plan. A very poor handling truck. Ended up getting really, really tight on the long run. And so we just made some adjustments in the pits, and looks like that first pit stall paid off. So we'll see how everything works here.
Yeah, you definitely went from 3rd to 1st there, and going to have the lead for the restart. So now that you know a couple of the fast trucks here, I asked you earlier, gonna ask you again. Are you starting to worry about anybody?
Yeah, I think Fournier is pretty quick. He seemed to be pretty quick in the long run, so I think I'm gonna have to worry about him. I think if I get the truck freed up here, I'll be in good shape.
Alrighty, well, good luck to you, and we'll talk to you again in a few.
Absolutely.
All right. I'm not entirely sure what happened to Ethan, but it seems like he might have had a penalty on pit road or something. He went from probably restarting third to now he's back in
Green flag,
seventh
green
or so.
flag.
Green flag's out in stage 2. Rich gets a great start once again. All clear of Anthony. He's taking off.
Yeah, and actually, Anthony got a pretty good run on the outside there. I almost got the McDaniel and Fournier mixed up there, but Fournier, he's right there with Rich Pacherko, and he's shown speed last couple weeks. See if he can continue to show the speed in this race and lead some laps here.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how Anthony does because he was running Rich down towards the end of that first stage. So I think he might have a faster truck than Rich does, but it might take a little bit to come in, so we'll just have to see.
Wow, I think Rich might have tagged the wall there. Not hard. He might have tagged it. He got pretty tight there.
Yeah, it did. Looking back at the pack, we got Ethan and Alonzo battling for, I believe that's 5th, while also trying to pass Rick Mitchell Jr. in the 61 truck. So this will be interesting to watch as they try to come back to the field, if they can kind of work with each other. Because I know they're both fast, so I think they'll have to work together to get back to the front.
It'll be interesting. But they're actually going to be side by side here going into turns 1 and 2, and Chicano's going to have that outside line, but Fournier is just going to be able to clear him and keep the lead going down the backstretch. Chicano's going to look low, but he's not going to take it. It's going to allow Ethan to stay clear.
Yeah, I think they got to wait to battle it out until they get at least past another truck or two. Obviously, like we saw in the first stage, they're both really fast, but if they battle together, they're not going to make the ground up, and they're going to burn up the tires. So I think it's got to be patient with each other. So at least they got there.
Chicano got into Rick Mitchell Jr. and spun down the backstretch.
I think he saved it, actually. I think he took off the wall.
Let's see what happened
he
here.
did.
He got so close to hitting that wall that Lowry hit earlier.
That was a great save on his part.
That was an amazing save, so he's going to get no damage out of that. Well, he might have gotten some damage on that right front nose. I think I see a little bit of an opening there, but that was a great save. That's got to be save of the race.
For sure. Unfortunately, as great as that save was, he's back in 9th. And watching him pass Cody Bird, he was a lap down. Cody gets slammed the wall. I'm not sure what's going on with him. He was going to pick the win, but I guess he's having some issues with his truck.
He's actually going to overdrive the corner and hit the wall hard. He's now got a lot of damage on his number 54 Toyota.
And we're watching him, he just did the same, or just went really hard in the turn 3 for our last time. We'll see if he does that again. It looks like he's going to be fine this time. He might be bringing it to the pits though. I'm just going to keep it on track. I think that's his best spell, honestly. He's got a lot of damage, but if you pit here, you're going to be a few laps down. And he's already 1 lap down, so he's just got to kind of ride it out before caution. The field does seem to be fairly spread out though, so I'm not sure if we'll see that caution. at least for a while.
Probably not, unless if something crazy happens, but they will definitely get a caution to end stage 2, and that's going to be at weird number here, lap 92 stage, I believe.
Yep. So it's a little bit of a longer stage this time. It's 52 laps long, but we didn't have those caution laps to end stage 1, so they had probably, I don't know, 48, 49 laps for the stage until the end of or when they restarted. So it'll be interesting to see because those 9 laps might make a difference towards the end of the stage because some cars might just fall off. Some might not. We'll just have to see. Ethan is not making up a whole lot of ground on the leaders. Although, as we saw, his truck is definitely a longer run truck. You would think he might be pushing just a little bit so he can maintain or gain on that gap that he has. He's behind about 2.3 seconds last lap. Now he is 2.2. So he made up a little bit, but not nearly enough to see we're going up.
Yeah, and he was actually the fastest truck that last time by, running at 31.506. Meanwhile, your leader ran at 31.570. Rich Pacherko, he's not really able to pull too far ahead of Anthony Fournier here, but he's got a comfortable enough gap to where he's not being challenged from Anthony.
Yeah, I think that challenge will come towards the end of this run because Anthony was running all of them down, honestly, towards the end. We talked about it a little bit, probably 10 laps ago on the stage, and then he kind of evened out. He might have fallen off a little bit. Then towards the end of the stage, like 2 laps ago, he was hauling. So it'll be interesting to see how he does towards the end of this stage.
We'll see what he can do. Definitely a game of tire management here. And, also, Rich Pacherko, he might have been able to get that magic done in pit road to ultimately free his truck up enough to where he's able to save his tires and keep this lead. But Ryan McDaniel was actually the fastest truck that last time by, and third and fourth, they're closing in on the leaders here, Rich Pacherko and Anthony Fournier, and Ethan Fournier that time by was the fastest truck with 31.518. Meanwhile, your leader, Rich Pacherko, ran a 31.006.
And Ethan just got around Ryan for that 3rd spot. I'm not sure what was going on with Ryan. He was the fastest truck on track a lap or 2 ago. It seems like he's falling off now.
He might have worn out his tires here, and that is going to allow Ethan to get into the 3rd spot. Did slow him down just a little bit getting around him, as Rich Pacherko was the fastest truck that last time by. Or, I'm actually wrong. Fournier was the fastest truck that last time by about a 1/10.
Yeah, I think Fournier is starting to come alive now. It'll be interesting to see how long it takes for Ethan to get up there too, though. Because he was starting to run him down before he passed Ryan. He lost some time there, but that might have been because he was passing.
And actually, Rich Pacherko is going to be the fastest truck once again that last time by. And
they're swapping faster lap times. Fournier went the bottom lane that time, slides up a little bit, but still worked out pretty well. I think he gained a good amount of time right there. He lost out the exit of the corner.
He did lose a ton of time off the exit.
He got really tight right there, for sure. I think hitting that bottom lane did not help him.
Yeah, Rich Pacherko, he's still the fastest truck on the track. There's 88 laps to go in the overall race, but we've got about 29 laps to go in the stage. Rich Pacherko, he's holding strong.
Yeah, I think they're just kind of swapping good corners. Like, Fournier will have a far better corner than Pacherko will, but then next set of corners, Pacherko will have a far better corner than Fournier. So I think Fournier is just going to have to settle in here, just ride through a little bit, save his tires. Hope he didn't burn them off already. But like we were talking about, he definitely was faster towards the end of that last stage. So if you can keep that mindset, he'll be right there. You got a good set of corners right there in through 1 and 2. For sure.
Ethan actually was the fastest that last time by, and Guarnieri, he's starting to really close the gap on Rich Pacherko. It looks like he might have just entered the corner a little bit wrong there as Guarnieri is. Rich Pacherko's now going to start to pull back away from Guarnieri.
I think Fournier sent it in a little bit too hard last time by.
I think he just sent a little bit too hard again into that corner. He's
Yeah.
entering on that bottom line.
Loose though right there.
Oh, he did get loose.
Ethan is slowly creeping up there. Still got a lot of time to make up, but he's getting there.
Actually, I'm shocked because Guarnieri is entering on the bottom lane, and as we talked about, there's no banking there. There's not as much grip. There is some grip there, but I would think that you kind of want to exit off the bottom lane, not enter on the bottom lane. He's going to get loose again coming out of 2.
But honestly, I don't think you want to hit the bottom at all because from what I've seen, if you hit the bottom on exit, your car or your truck will just snap loose. So I think they're just trying to run as low as possible, as it looks like Anthony might have gotten into the wall slightly out of 4, but I think they're just trying to run as far down the lane as possible.
We actually are going to caution. Not sure what it was for. It looks like the number 14 got into the wall. That wouldn't have brought out a caution.
Who was that got into the wall? Sorry.
The number 14 got in the wall, but he just kind of brushed it. Oh, Cody Bird. Oh, that was way earlier. I'm not sure what this caution is for.
Yeah, the race control did not throw that one. That was iRacing itself. So that means there's a crash of some sort. Meanwhile, looks like Alonzo made his way up to 5th during that run. He had a lot of time to gain it. Still, I don't think he would have been able to even get to 4th on that run, but now he's got a shot. They'll probably come down the pits, get some 4 fresh tires, and we'll have another run at it.
Daniel Fields is in the pits. I'm not sure. I wonder if he was the cause of the caution there, but the entire field there is coming down to take their pit cycle here. And
Mason Lowry, who was involved in that wreck earlier that didn't bring out caution, will get the pre-pass here. I think Cody Bird's going to take the way around again. So he's back in the lead lap. He's going to have to... This might work out pretty well for him because there's going to be probably around 20 laps to go in the stage. Should give him the time to just kind of ride around, not go to the lap down. I think he fixes damage with the stage caution. Looks like Rick's just going to go out first.
He is the first car off. Guarnieri's going to exit 2nd, and Ethan Fournier 3rd. Well, this has been a good race so far. I'm pretty surprised with how good it's been.
It looks like Cody will be pitting this time, so he won't get that way around. But yeah, we really don't have one clear favorite for the win, I don't think. We've seen a lot of different trucks be up there. I mean, it's mostly been Rich and Ethan, but Anthony is showing signs of being fast too. He's just got to manage his truck. I think he started to burn up his stuff, so now he's got fresh tires. So if he can keep up with Rich for the first few laps, I think he'll have a shot toward the end of the stage.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Oh, we're going to have 21 to go this time by. Obviously not going green. So probably about 19 to go when we go back green. Maybe. Think it's a good idea to push, or still think that you got to save here?
I think you gotta stay for at least the first 5-10 laps or so, and then you got what you got after that. Once probably get 10 laps in, you'll know how your truck's feeling, and then you can just go all out. Because we'll pit again at the next stage. Don't have to worry about those tires anymore. Well, I don't think you could push all 20 laps.
Another big question is, are we going to have another caution? These guys, they've been clean. This is only the second caution for an incident. Third caution of the race.
I think all the cautions for incidents have been single car incidents, so it's been fairly clean. And they get somewhat spread out pretty fast, like they're not double filed the whole field, or throughout the whole field. So I don't know. I think we might go green, but we see how aggressive these guys are, especially like Alonzo, who's in 5th, who we know he has a fast truck, but does he have the time to get up here?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if he's able to, with just a short amount of laps to go in the stage. I think he will find himself back up front before the end of the race, at least challenging up there.
Yeah, I think he'll definitely be up there. We got 4 trucks, I think. We will see towards the end. I think it's Rich, Anthony, Ethan, and Alonzo. But Ryan McDaniel's been up there too. I don't think he's really been up there to challenge, but he's obviously ahead of Alonzo, which, well, to be fair, Alonzo was pretty far back, but he's been hanging in there, so we'll see if he's got anything.
Yeah, I think McDaniel might be a little bit of a dark horse here. Maybe kind of get that John Delaney luck that, John Delaney had last week. Just kind of run up front and let the cards fall in his favor and eventually take the win here. But we're going to go green. Rich Pacherko is going to bring us back to the green flag. And
Green.
he goes right away, and he's going to clear the number 16 of Fournier.
I don't think he could have asked for a better restart there.
Yeah, he got a pretty good restart now, and Chicano is actually looking underneath the number 26 McDaniel. He's going to clear him to take 4th place. Oh, and Ethan! Oh, he hit the wall hard.
No caution.
He's not going to bring out a caution. Yeah, he just kind of sideswiped it.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be able to come up from that.
Oh,
That was like a far harder hit than Anthony took, so we'll have to see. But that looked race ending to me. At least I don't think he'll be competing for the win anymore.
Yeah, and he's actually going to bring it down into the pits. Get
might
that
have
car looked
meatball.
at. It's definitely a bummer for his number 18 Piston Broke Racing developmental Toyota. He was running really good. I think he's definitely going to be one to continue to watch for the rest of the season. I wouldn't count him out in other races. And, well, just as I get back to the leaders, number 16 looks like he got a little bit wide there, Fournier, and got into the wall just a little bit off the exit of turn 2.
Yeah, he's definitely pushing. He's trying to give Rich a run for his money for the stage. Rich is the Cup guy, so they're trying to show the Cup guys that they belong here too. Maybe move up to the Cup Series like next year. And I know we'll have some people from the Cup Series watching, like some team owners, so might have to look out for these guys next year.
And the Cup guys that we have in the field, Rich Pacherko, Rick Mitchell Sr. and Rick Mitchell Jr., Cody Bird, Daniel Fields, and John Dulaney, of course, last week's winner. And John, he's not going to go back to back. He's out of this race, retired for the evening. I believe Daniel Fields is also retired for the evening, and we'll see if.
This game would probably cause that last caution. I don't know if we ever figured that out or not.
I'm not sure.
Oh, we got about second. Fournier got really loose out of turn 2. Not allowed Alonso to go by.
And Alonzo Chicano, he is in second place here. And
I was behind. Sorry about that.
see if he's able to start reeling in the leader, Rich Pacherko. The last time by, he was 0.3 of a second slower than Rich was.
I think Alonzo is Rich's main competitor. I think this is the guy that Rich should be worried about now for the rest of the race. Because, let's see, where's Ethan? Ethan is 4 laps down now. I don't think he's going to get those back. Even if he were, I don't think he's in contention anymore with the damage. But we know Alonzo has a really good long-run truck. And he's able to pass Rich towards the beginning of the first stage. So if he can run him down, he might not get there for this stage, but I think towards the end of this race, he'll have a shot. As I said that, Alonso gained 0.2 that last lap, so he has a shot. He's got about, I don't know, 12 laps or so left. So even 0.2 every lap will be there.
And Alonso was actually the fastest truck on the track that last time by, running a 31.185 with Rich Pacherko running a 31.364. So he is slowly reeling him in. And we've got 69 laps to go.
Sorry for cutting you off there.
That's all right. Alonzo Chicano was the fastest truck that last time by, but it was only by 1/10 of a second.
I wonder what's going on with Anthony. He's just falling off. I don't know if he hit the wall a little too hard or if he just doesn't have the handling on it, but he was really loose when he got passed by Alonzo. So he might just need an adjustment here at the stage caution.
An adjustment might be the answer to what he needs there to continue to stay competitive. And right now it's really just 3 trucks that have a lot of speed. And in 4th place, you got Rick Mitchell and Rick Mitchell Jr. Battling for that 4th spot, along with McDaniel and Lowry.
The father and son duo have been battling all race long, honestly. I haven't watched them myself, and they've been able to get away from each other.
Well, if they know, if anybody knows their driving styles best, I'd say it's each other. But the number 61 of Rick Mitchell Jr. is going to get a challenge from Ryan McDaniel, and well, one of them runs really low in the bottom, and the other.
I'm not really sure what
wide.
happened. Ryan restarted 4th, I believe, and he's falling back now. But he's starting to get back up there now, it looks like.
Yeah, he might not have just gotten a very good restart.
He was 2 laps down at one point, and is also battling for the spot.
Looks like things for 4th place are settled down, but now for 5th place, on the other hand, they're still bumper to bumper, and number 61 is not letting the 26 of Ryan McDaniel get away from him. Well, actually, as I say that, Rick Mitchell Jr. runs a little wide. That's going to allow the 26 of Lowry to start looking, and he is going to look low. Lowry looking low.
Been a little bit too hard at that time. I think Mason will get him right here, maybe. I'll get inside, but I don't think I'll get inside. I got cleared. So look again right here in 1 and 2, though.
Still side by side. The 61 is actually going to go way wide. He's just going to kind of let the number 56 of Mason Lowry to get by. But our battle for the lead is actually tightening up.
Yeah, it looks like Mason's truck though is turning really well. I'm kind of interested to see how he can do once we get this caution. He is pretty far back now, but I think he might be up there. We'll see. I'm not entirely sure how well he was running before he got in the incident with Daniel Fields.
Oh, wow.
Pretty well.
Rich Pacherko just got really sideways off the exit of turn 2. And still 5/10 is the gap between him and Chicano, so he could afford to have that. I don't know if he can afford to have that too many more times. And shockingly, he was the fastest truck on the track that last time by, so despite getting super loose off turn 2, he didn't lose any time to Chicano.
Yeah, I think Chicano got pretty tight off of Ford, lost any time he might have gained. Well, I'm kind of surprised that Alonzo hasn't gained that much time on this run. Like, he was gaining some time, but he's just kind of evened out now. He might be at the stage of the run where he's just kind of riding. If this stage was a little bit longer, he might have a shot, but he might have burned his stuff up maybe, or just might not have come to him. We'll just have to see.
And they're actually going to be coming to 2 laps to go on the stage this time by, as they've completed 90 laps.
I don't think this
Now
car
they've
over 50
completed
is over
90
yet,
laps. I don't know
It's like right around Rick Mitchell, Senior, for 4th. Looks like Mason Lowry's trying to get around Rick as well.
Well, out of turn 4 is Rich Pacherko, and he's going to take the white flag for the stage. And he probably has a comfortable enough gap here to claim the stage win, and unless he makes a huge mistake here, which I don't expect him to. He gets off turn 2 very cleanly, and he's got no traffic in front of him that's close. He's going to just kind of ride through 3 and 4 here and get himself a stage win off turn 4, and stage 2 goes to Rich Pacherko.
And now we're going to wait for the top 10 to cycle out, as they do, which looks like we're just waiting on 8th place, Tim again. She crosses the line with the caution.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Well, caution is out for stage 2. Rich Pacherko takes a stage win. Chicano in 2nd. Fournier in 3rd. Daniel 4th. And Lowry is going to take 5th. 4 laps down for Fournier, but he's going to get 1 point for the stage. So he's hanging in there, just kind of riding. And though he may be out of contention for the win, unless if something crazy would happen here with now that we're at 57 laps to go. I'm not sure he can win, but he might still be able to get some positions depending on how crazy these guys decide to get now that we're coming to the 3rd and final stage.
Yeah, we'll just have to see, because he might take it later on here, might not, but we're going to have Cody Bird on the lead lap now. So we'll see if Cody can do anything. I don't know if he'll be able to do anything though, because he's just kind of riding. We'll see.
And they are coming down the pit road to get their pit cycles completed. And gonna take 4 Goodyear tires here, and maybe some adjustment. Maybe loosen the car up, or truck rather, and Looks like Rich Pacherko is going to win the race off pit road, followed by Chicano and then Fournier.
All right. Shall I bring Rich in one more time?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, Rick, you got a copy?
I do. You guys enjoying it up there?
Yeah, it's a good race up here. So, it looks like you got a handle on your truck now. So, how's it feeling out there?
It's getting there. It's still not quite as free as I would like it. Changed a couple things up. I've made some pretty drastic spring perch adjustments, and I got some other things. I'm not going to give away secrets because there's probably some stream snipers out there listening to you guys.
Well, you were pulling away towards the end of that stage. I was kind of surprised. It seems like Alonzo has quite a good long run truck, but you're even pulling away from him. So, what do you think your long run is going to be in this last stage? Like, how good do you think it's going to be?
I think we're going to be in pretty good shape. I definitely wasn't pushing it, so I got some time left in the tank, and I was running it pretty conservative there. So if it comes down to it, I got to push to stay ahead of them. I got some more to give.
All right. Do you think this one's yours, or are you worried about anyone in the back, maybe, or how are you feeling?
I never think it's mine until the checkered goes. With the luck I've had in the Cup Series and all my real-world experience, I know that it's never over until the checkered flies. So, fortunate to be running up front here. It's nice to have the clean air, but I'm not going to count anybody out until we're at the end.
Yeah, it's probably a smart thought process, seeing how the Cup Series has gone for you and others. So, well, good luck for the rest of the race, and we'll be talking to you at the end.
I appreciate it. Enjoy.
That was Rich Pacherko, Stage 2 winner, and I started laughing here a little bit there when you asked about he thought it was his, and he said, it's not over till it's over. He made a comment a couple weeks ago, so they had the Lucas Oil Raceway, and Rich Pacherko and Joey King were both really fast, both of them up front, first and second for most of the early part of the race. And both of them spun out from the lead. And Rich Pacherko made a comment that it's to be on his team, you have to spin out from the lead. So, he doesn't want to spin out from the lead today. And definitely keep that truck in one piece and hang on to it and go and get that win. But that was the first thing that popped in my head when you asked about that.
Yeah, he's had some pretty crappy luck this season, both Cup and trucks now. I believe, I have to confirm this for me, but I believe he did something similar at Kentucky last week. I was unable to watch that race, but, the Cup Series, that is. I believe, was he up there towards the end when he spun out? Or was that a dirt race?
It was actually an incident between him and Cody Goza that ultimately took Rich Pacherko out of the Cup Series Kentucky race. Rich Pacherko looked like he was going to win that race possibly, but it ended up going to Chris Hammond. And Chris Hammond got his first win of the season in the Cup Series. But we're about to go back green here in the Pit Snooze 150 at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
Green flag.
Rich gets another great restart. He is gone.
He did get a great restart.
He's going to bring Anthony with him.
Yeah, he brought Fournier with him. It didn't look like Chicano got a very good restart. I don't think he was anticipating Pacherko going. Every restart that Pacherko has led us to the green, he's gone very early, and I think he waited just a little bit longer. So I think he definitely threw Chicano off there, but still, I wouldn't count Chicano out. A couple trucks got tight there.
Anthony was in the wall hard. Looks like Alonzo's going to look his outside. Might get passed on out turn 2. I got a little wide there, so maybe not.
We got wide. Oh, and the 16 got loose.
What a save.
He saved him.
I told you, these trucks are going to be loose on the start of the run, so.
He's only going to lose one position out of that, so he is out of all the trucks that have done the exact same thing, he's the beneficiary of that one. Is he didn't lose that many spots, just one. Now Chicano is...
He's got himself up to 4th from being in the back most of the race. So maybe he was pulling the Cam Stone and sandbagging a little bit. But we'll see if he has anything towards the end.
It's very, very possible that he might be saving and kind of seeing what these guys have. Some guys will do that. Let others kind of run up front, stand, and just kind of stay in the back, see how the field plays out, and start going up front towards the end. We've got 49 laps to go. It's going to be interesting to see if he can get his Toyota.
Right in the back. I believe that is 14 of Team Rail. That's a hard hit. No caution though. Those drivers
He just got loose off the exit of turn 2 and did hit that inside wall. Exactly what a lot of people have been doing here so far.
So I guess he's going to take the infield road course back to the pits. But I'd say he's probably down. That was a pretty good hit, it looked like.
That was a pretty bad hit for him. And yeah, he is just going to take the infield road course right to pit road. So number 14 of Tim Rail. We've not talked about him all race, but definitely not the night he wanted here with 47 laps to go.
Yeah, for sure. Disappointing night. He's been kind of back to the lead lap all race. I'm not sure if he just didn't have a good setup or what was going on, but an unfortunate end to the night for him. I'm just interested to see how Alonzo does, because I think he's looking for some redemption from Kentucky, because he was probably hard to beat towards the end because Cam Stone disconnected even before he left. Alonzo was holding his own ground, it seemed like. So I think he's looking for a little bit of redemption here tonight.
Most definitely. He could be going for back-to-back wins to start off the season. And so he's going to be looking up there. And you know, he... like you said last week when Cam Stone had those issues, Chicano was like, hey, I'm a truck guy here. I don't want you cup guys ruining things. And now he's here saying, hey, I'm a truck guy here. I don't want you cup guys ruining things once again, as Rich Pacherko is still leading this race.
Well, honestly, this is probably good for him, though. Like, as much as most of the fans hate in real life when Cup guys run in the lower series, it's good for them because they get a little bit of a taste of Cup competition and kind of see what they're up against. And seeing how he's holding his own around Rich tonight, I think we'll be seeing him in Cup pretty soon.
Most definitely. He definitely looks like he is going to be a Cup star one day up in the Galaxy Cup Series and compete for wins. And I think he'll definitely get himself multiple wins this season in the Truck Series, as long as the cards play right in his favor and he can avoid issues like what he had at Kentucky last week.
Yeah, we'll just have to see. I don't think they'll have to pit for the rest of the race. I don't think so. Probably, I don't know how they'll do on tires, but fuel-wise, I think they're good to go. So they'll probably run the rest of this race without pitting, unless they get a caution, of course. So he's got to be saving his tires if he's going to have a shot at Rich, I think.
That's asking about 57 laps out of your tires here. As they've got coming to 16 laps on their tires with 41 laps to go.
57 laps is by far the longest we would go all night. So we had the 40-lap first stage, and then we had a caution about the middle of the second stage. So that was about 20 or so lap runs. on both sets of tires in the second stage. But if we don't get a caution here, they're going to really have to save, or else they are done for sure.
We've got a battle between Cody Bird and Rick Mitchell Jr. Cody Bird, he pointed out to me last week that I didn't talk much about him during the Kentucky race. He got the lead and just basically said that he had a lead, but, well, he just hit the wall. That's going to allow Rick Mitchell Jr. to get back underneath him.
The most important thing is he got the spot, and that's all he's worried about right now. He's up to 6th after being 2 laps down a lot of this race.
Yeah.
And he's got a long ways to go up to 5th place trying with Delaney, but he's got time. I'm not sure if he has a truck anymore after hitting the wall pretty good quite a few laps ago. But, I mean, it looks all right. It doesn't look like it's hurting too badly damage-wise, so let's just have to see.
Not too bad at all. He got his truck serviced and making it look better, and he just needs to stay out of the wall. And he was looking really good early in practice. I don't remember where he finished in practice. It was probably 3rd or 4th.
I believe he was 3rd.
3rd place sounds about right, but he didn't get a qualifying time down. So he had to start in the back, and he's just kind of hung out in the back all race long. But I don't think he's one that you want to count out this truck season. He looked really good at Kentucky last week, and yeah, he may be struggling here, but I wouldn't count him out. I think he's got a great team behind him at that Hicksonball Racing Development. Bryson Hicksonball, of course, he's dominated the Cup side of things, so we'll see if Cody Bird, he can really use his experience. Again, he is a Cup Series regular, and I'm not sure how many of these truck races he plans on running. But
probably as many as he can, because it's definitely helping him. I think he just needs more experience around guys like Rich and Dan and John, who, well, only Rick's left in the race, but still, I think this track time is willing to help him. But as we were talking about earlier, the father-son duo of Rich Mitchell Jr. and Rich Mitchell Sr. are having a pretty ferocious battle for 7th. They're running practically nose to tail these last few laps I've been watching. Rich Sr. hasn't really been able to make a move, but he's been right there, just kind of stalking his son. So it's kind of interesting to see if he can pull anything off.
You know, we actually got to go to the lead here because Chicano is there on Pacherko, and Chicano might get a run off the bottom here. He's going to look low, but not quite there. Now he's sticking his nose down to the bottom. He's going to tuck back in, going into turn 1. Not going to make a move. Chicano going to run a little bit wide in turn 1. I'm surprised he's in that 4th lane, but oh, he's going to get a huge run. He's side-by-side off exit.
This is exactly what
Side-by-side, going to go into turn 3. Chicano with that outside. He stays way out in that 4th lane. That's what got him to be able to be side-by-side with Rich Pacherko through 1 and 2. And he's going to get ahead.
Run, and he's clear.
He's going to clear Pacherko.
Now this is what we've been waiting to see. We knew he had a fast truck, but we were just going to wait and see if he could actually use it to his advantage. He's just sitting there in Rick's dirty area, it's not going to help him. So I think he got aggressive, and now he's got the clean air once it gets past even Fournier. And so now he can just save his tires and ride to the end. I don't think Rich will let him get away easy, though.
Oh, and Rich is going to get sideways in the corner.
I'm wondering if Rich just made a little bit too much of an adjustment on the last pit stop. He talked about he made a drastic change to his truck, so it might not be working in his favor like he hoped it would.
Going to be interesting to see if he's going to be able to pull Chicano back in, maybe reel him back in, or if Chicano's just going to start riding away.
We'll have to see, because it looked like he was really loose, and he's talking about saving those rear tires. Because when you have no rear tires left, you're gonna be sideways all over the place. So he might have just burn up those right rears, well, not the right rears, but just the rear tires. So if we don't get the caution, he might be one spot short this race.
Yeah, and he's here not caring for points or anything. He's just wanting that win, but might not come today.
I'm interested to see if Fournier can run down at all, though, because he's not falling off too much now. He's honestly running very similar laps to Alonzo, so if he keeps this up, he's probably going to be up in second fairly soon.
Yeah, he was actually only 100th of a second slower than Alonzo that time by, so they both ran a 31.9.
Right behind him is Mason Lowry, who's only about 5/10 behind, and I was wondering about him. I wasn't entirely sure how fast he would be, but he's shown that he's kind of keeping up with Anthony, who is definitely one of the faster trucks when he can keep it out of the wall. So it'll be interesting to see if he can follow Anthony up to the front.
Yeah, he actually just ran a 32 flat, 32.000 did Mason Lowry, and that last time by Anthony Chicano was actually the fastest truck on the track. And now Rich Pacherko was even faster than Alonzo Chicano that time by. Not by much.
And Alonzo got loose at turn 2 that time. I wonder if his right rear, or not right rear, sorry, his rear tires are starting to burn off too. It'll be interesting. As we talked about earlier, this is the longest, or this will be the longest that these guys are running tires if we go green. So those tires might not last for long years. So some guys in the back, like Mason maybe, he might be saving his tires right now. He'll have to grip in the rears to let him on the challenge.
Yeah, they have 30 laps on their tires and 27 laps to go, so we're past halfway in this stage. So there's only 26 laps to go this time by. You're riding along with Rich Pacherko from the visor cam and seeing exactly what he's seeing. Definitely love this camera a lot. As an iRacer, sim racer myself, you know, sitting in the cockpit view, you see this all race long, so it's pretty cool to, you know, get it from a viewer standpoint.
Now watching the battle for third now, Mason ran Anthony down. He's definitely going to be challenging for that third spot before this is over.
Looks like Mason is running a little bit lower of a line than Fournier did, and wanted to that time by.
Fournier almost hit the wall off of turn 2.
Yeah, he
so
did.
That lower line is probably a little bit better. Yeah, Mason's definitely able to keep his truck lower off the exit, which will definitely help. Exit, so I think definitely has an advantage over Anthony. So we'll just have to see if he can make a move around.
Oh!
Anthony hit the wall.
Fournier did get into the wall.
That was a decent hit, but it was in the rear, so I don't think it's going to hurt a whole lot.
Now Mason Lowry. He's still just kind of hanging there, and oh, he's going to get a little bit of a run in the middle of the corner, but Fournier is going to... Yeah, he's not able to do much with it at all, and Fournier starts to pull away. Just a tiny bit there.
I'm interested to see if these guys will run Rich down before they get battling. This might turn into a 3-truck battle.
Oh!
to the wall, going to the corner. He goes way wide. This is to break that. Mason was hoping for. He's going to get side by side. Anthony will get the run up the corner though. Now, honestly, I think the only way that Mason will be able to get around him is either Anthony does that again, or he's got to pass on the outside, which would be hard to do because Anthony has him running way up there. It's not a whole lot higher than you can go than where Anthony's running. And Rich did gain slightly on Alonzo about last time by, so his truck might be coming to him now. Maybe Alonzo just had a bad lap. We'll have to see. He can start running down there.
Yeah, they've got 21 laps to go. Coming to 20 to go this time by at the line.
Yeah, Rick lost some time there. I'm not sure what happened a couple laps ago when he was able to gain.
Could have just been a bad lap for Alonzo, but he's still the fastest truck on the track.
Anthony hits the wall again, but again, it was in the rear, so it's not going to hurt him much, if at all. And looking further back in the field, looks like Rick Sr. is able for that 6th place spot. It looks like Rick Jr. hit the wall, lost more time.
Definitely a bummer for the Mitchell family, Rick Mitchell and Rick Mitchell Jr. They're running 6 and 7.
It's not the worst night. I mean, it could be worse. They are last with cars on the lead lap, but it could be a lap stand, so it's not the worst. He's got some work to do for next week at Iowa.
Yeah, got another short track next week with Iowa, and then they go to Eldora. Only dirt race of the year.
That'll be a very fun race. I think we'll have a big turnout for that one.
Should be fun, and I do regret to inform everybody that I will not be broadcasting Eldora, as I have some family plans that, well, they're personal family plans, so.
We'll leave it at that.
What's that?
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that, but Chicano, he's got a comfy more than 3 seconds over Rich Pacherko, and it's coming to 16 laps to go. It's definitely been a great race, all race long. Lots of side-by-side action, and there was only 13 trucks that started the race, so not a big field, but they definitely put on a good show, or have been putting on a good show. Definitely not disappointed.
That battle for third is heating up once again. Anthony got really loose off turn 2, gave Mason a good run into 3. He wasn't able to take that run and do anything with it. It's got 15 laps to go now.
Coming to 14 laps to go for Anthony Chicano. Alonzo Chicano, excuse me. I knew I was going to do that at some point in the race. He actually got on the wall.
Mason's got the run this time. I think he's going to get him in 3-4 right here. And Anthony sent it in there, but Mason cleared him.
Oh,
and crossed him over.
16 to Fournier is going to get that crossover on.
I think Mason has a preferred line as long as Anthony doesn't slide him into him. Which he gets tight, but
he did slide up.
Mason got the run. It's his now. be interesting to see if he can pull away now, or if he's just about as fast as Anthony is.
They've got 12 laps to go. Got a good battle for third here. Fournier is not letting Lowry pull away. Fournier
about record, I would think.
Fournier, I think, drove it a little too deep that time by, or in the in 3.
It's definitely not the corner he was hoping for.
These two have been around each other all night. Well, not all night, but most of the night. Probably frustrated with each other. Just
yeah, when Mason was passing Anthony hung on his right rear in 3 and 4, and Mason voices displeasure over the radio. So sounds like they had something similar happen in Kentucky last week. So I don't think Mason's very pleased, but he's just trying to drive away at this point.
Well, he's got coming to 9 laps to go. These two, they're still only separated by about 2 truck lengths.
Yeah, I think they're about even on speed. It's going to come down to mistakes.
Mason actually ran wide. That's going to allow Fournier to get to the inside, but Mason's going to clear Fournier. That outside line is just huge key. And actually, Fournier, he drove it deep into the corner. I don't think he expected Mason Lowry to take that line as well.
Yeah, it's giving him everything it's got.
With 8 laps to go, if I was Lowry, I'd just continue to run that high line, because you know that's going to be the ultimate line that works here. And
well, Lowry has been running a little bit lower than most guys. He's been trying to just keep it in lane 2 while most of them have been trying lane 3. So I think Anthony got caught off guard when Mason moved up a lane last time. I'm guessing it's probably not on purpose that Mason went up a lane, but it happened, and it caught Anthony off guard by the guys. Anthony way overdrives it.
These two are separated by 3 truck lengths now. Entering
well,
turn
there's going to be
3.
a caution before the end of this race. We're looking at it right now. It's going to be... Everyone else is spread out.
With 6 laps to go now. These two, they're still battling pretty hard for that 3rd spot.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this one's over yet.
Yeah.
It's definitely kind of starting to
Anthony is going to get a good run down the backstretch on Mason Lowry.
Yeah, you just got to start running higher, but be able to kind of not slide up. Mason is definitely giving him that lane up top. So if he can get up there, he can definitely use the advantage. But he's just kind of been following behind him. So we got 5 laps to go, coming to 4 this time by.
The leader is taking 4 laps to go now, and these two, they're still just battling pretty hard. They both got a lot of damage on their front end, so Arrow probably is slowing them down. And
So like Rick Mitchell had an issue with Ethan Fournier. He's not happy when it sounds like Ethan held him up a little bit, gave him the bottom, but it didn't work out.
Mason Lowry, he's not gotten any pressure from Fournier and a couple times around the corner, and Fournier, he kind of looks like he drove it in a little bit deeper in 1 and 2 that time. That's going to help Lowry out just a little bit.
He's going to run way wide this time.
That's going to hurt him.
See, he's going to get a pretty good run down the front stretch, I would imagine, but I don't think it'll help a lot. So we got 2 to go now.
Lowry got a little sideways going into the corner.
Yeah, I think as long as Lowry doesn't make any more mistakes, he's got 3 more corners to maneuver through, and if he doesn't make any more mistakes, I think he's got 3rd.
Meanwhile, taking the white flag is Alonzo Chicano, and he's got well over a 3-second gap on Rich Pacherko, so he just needs to get through 1 more set of corners, and this win is his.
Talked about earlier, he's looking for a redemption from Kentucky after having the issue in pit road towards the end of the race. Looks like he's going to get that redemption today.
Redemption it is. The number 25 of Alonzo Chicano is going to cross the checkered flag and win the In the Pits News 150 at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
And Lowry's going to get 3rd while Anthony gets 4th.
What a battle these two put on between Lowry and Fournier. Definitely can't be too pleased with each other. And Chicano's going to take another lap around the track. He's not going slow.
Looks like he's gonna burn down right here.
He is burning it down on the front stretch at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
And just remember, earlier in this race, he almost got into the inside wall. He had a big issue off of turn 2. His race could have been over a long time ago. Maybe he should come back and win it.
He did a very good job at protecting the truck and doing what it took to get the number 25 machine in victory lane.
What do you say we pull in for an interview?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do so.
Hey Alonzo, it's the guys on the booth. You got us?
Yes, sir. How you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good. How are you doing? You got a big win right there.
Yeah, it was good. Finally get that win. After last week, I kind of made some mistakes and took myself out of contention. So it feels good to get some redemption.
Yeah, we were talking about how it was pretty much redemption from last week at Kentucky. You had that issue late in the race, but now you're able to fight back and get the win today. We were kind of questioning if you were going to be able to do that today after stage 2. It didn't seem like you quite had it compared to Rich. What did it take to get past him at the end of the race?
Yeah, it wasn't easy for sure. The 18 was fast early, and I finished second to him in the first stage, and then Rich was also fast. So I was really just conserving my tires as much as I could and hoping that I was going to get the speed at the end of the run. And yeah, it turned out in my favor. So that was really good.
Yeah, we talked to Rich after stage 2, and he said that he made a drastic adjustment to his truck because it wasn't as free as he was hoping it would be. So we were wondering how that would affect him. It seemed like it worked in your favor more than it did him. So what were you thinking after the 18 wrecked out, and then after you passed Rich? What were you thinking after those two?
Well,
Uh,
after the 18 worked out, I was relieved because I thought he was gonna be the fastest guy. After what I saw in stage one, but then stage two, I was trying really hard to catch Rich, and I just burned up my stuff trying to do it. So I knew we had an even longer stage coming up, and if I had any chance to catch him, I was gonna need to really conserve my stuff and kind of let himself decide what he was gonna do.
All right, sounds good. That's probably the best strategy. I was wondering because after that caution in the middle of stage 2, it was just kind of like a little bit of a sprint, a little bit longer than a sprint, but I was just kind of thinking because I knew you had a good long run truck. I was just kind of thinking that maybe it wasn't quite long enough for you, but also you might burn your stuff up. So I was kind of interested to see how you would do in the third stage. So obviously it worked out well for you, and congrats on your win. We'll see you next week.
Well,
All right,
real
thank you very much. I
quickly,
appreciate you guys.
any sponsors or team shout outs you'd like to give? Who gets it done behind the scenes for you?
Well, I'd like to thank B Hicks Bryson. He really does a good job helping us out with the setups and kind of like coaching us through, the race weekend. So shout out to him. I don't really have any sponsors yet that I need to shout out. So I'm kind of sponsoring myself and in my truck, but hopefully in the future that'll be different.
Alrighty, well, congrats on the win.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys.
All right, let's bring in our second place finisher, Rich Petruccio. Sorry,
Pacherko.
Petruccio. Yep. Mm-hmm. It's not letting me move people around. You might have to do that. Oh, there we go. Never mind. Rich, you got us?
I do. How are you guys?
We're pretty good. That was a pretty good race, don't you think?
Yeah, not too bad. Congrats to Alonzo. He definitely had the better long run truck. I thought I had it freed up enough.
Yeah.
It was just incredibly tight after 20 or 30 laps. I was praying for a caution. I think if we had had a caution and I had a short run, I would have been able to get it back. I think it was quicker on the short runs, but the better truck won. He was definitely faster there at the end.
Yeah, we were both wondering how you do because you said after the second stage that you made a drastic adjustment. So we were wondering how all that worked out. And it looked like, I believe it was right after Alonso passed you, that you looked really loose. So I thought you just got way too free, a little bit more than you're hoping for. But I guess, as you just said, still too tight.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was a snap loose. It was so tight in the center. I had so much wheel cranked in that I had to start shifting, and it was just breaking the back end out on the corner exits because I had so much wheel into it. Just couldn't get it to rotate through the centers.
Is there anything you think you could have done differently, maybe, or is that just you gave it all you had?
Yeah, I mean, in hindsight, I could have gone farther on the adjustments. I was pretty far, so I'm actually surprised it didn't free up enough. I could have gone more on tire pressure, more on the perches, but other than that, we're kind of limited to what we have as far as in race adjustments. So it was pretty solid after the second run, I thought, and it's very possible that I just pushed it too hard at the beginning of that third run and chewed up the right front. So. Some of it's on me. I could have gone farther on the adjustments for sure. Just truck wasn't where it needed to be to finish it out.
All right. Do you have any teammates or sponsors or anyone to thank for your performance today?
Yeah, for sure. The guys at SPR, Sausage Party Racing, are doing a great job. I got Dan Fields and Chris Hammond didn't run this evening, but he's tribute to that as well, and Joey King. And then, sponsoring the car, we got the folks at Vapor Global Aviation. They do a great deal to help us out. So they sponsor the car and the stream, which is great. And we're newly joining Whiplash Racing and Whiplash Media. So that's that's this week thing. So those guys help out a lot. And I got to thank my beautiful other half for putting up with me while I spent all this time in front of the computer.
All right. Well, congrats on your second place. We'll see you tomorrow for the Cup Series race.
I appreciate it, guys. Have a good night.
All right. Let's see if we can pull in our third place finisher, shall we?
All righty.
I'll let you take this interview. You might have to move him. It's not letting me again.
All right, I got it.
There you go. Hey, Mason, it's the guys on the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got you, man.
Well, Mason, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. It was pretty tough going there.
Yeah, we were watching the battle between you and Fournier, and what was going through your mind there, battling with Fournier there for the final laps? Definitely looked like a heck of a battle from our standpoint.
Yeah, we were pretty equal. I thought I had him. I think I had a lot better stuff than him when I was closing the gap, and then when I got up to him, I could just never get around him. And I finally got around him. He was looked like he was out of control, loose. So I don't know. I think he was running it really hard, but I was able to get around him and get third, which was solid considering went a lap down early after Daniel wrecked right in front of me, and man, I spun and got some tire barrier, but it worked out.
It definitely worked out pretty good. A lot of people did get that loose off turn 2 there, and some people were more fortunate than others. What was it like there coming off turn 2?
Yeah, it was super loose. I mean, it was just all down to guys trying to make it out of three or out of two, like wide open. They would get, I think, on the throttle a little bit too early in the middle of the corner and just get some fence or just get super loose. It was pretty tough all race. I was flipping back and forth on the brake bias, trying to keep it as tight as possible on exit.
Yeah, I was kind of watching you after you got in that incident with Dan. I wasn't quite sure where you were running beforehand, but I knew it wasn't like up front. But I was kind of curious to see where you'd end up because I had a feeling once you got back in the lead lap, you're going to be up there. So, how do you get it back up there? Like, how is your truck handling with the damage and whatnot? And how were you able to get up to third at the end?
Yeah, it was tough. I had like it was like close to a minute of optional repairs after I got into the fence, but once I got it repaired, I mean it was fine. I don't know if it because sometimes once you repair all your optional, it's still kind of it might not get it all, but I felt like my pace was about as good as it would have been had I not gotten into any incidents at all, and yeah, I was just able to scoot on through guys. I knew once I got on the lead lap, I was going to be able to at least run around the top 5. I didn't know if I had anything for the top 3 or 2, but I was able to get a third, man, and I really happy with that after how the beginning of the race went.
Any sponsors, team shout outs you would like to give? Who gets it done behind the scenes for you?
No, it's all Bryson, man. Bryson Hicksonball, dude. Like without him, I would be nowhere on this on this server. I've only had iRacing for 2 months, so I'm still trying to learn a lot. So yeah.
All right, well, congrats on third.
Appreciate it, man.
That was Mason Lowry, third place finisher. Gonna go down the rundown here. Chicano with the winner, of course, and Rich Pacherko, number 27, takes second. Mason Lowry in third, and Fournier takes fourth. Ryan McDaniel is going to be fifth. Rick Mitchell Sr. in sixth. Cody Bird in seventh. Then in 8th place, you got the number 61 of Rick Mitchell Jr., followed by Ethan Fournier in 9th, and Tim Rail in 10th. Daniel Fields finishes 11th. John Dulaney, last week's winner, finishes 12th, and Pearsall will finish 13th. Looking at the schedule ahead, we got Iowa next week. Another short track. That track is, 7/8 of a mile?
Yep.
7/8 of a mile. And then we go to Eldora. Only dirt track on the schedule, and that race should be a lot of fun. Definitely wish I could bring that one to you guys. Like I said earlier, definitely won't be able to, unfortunately. But got a good one coming up. Couple good races. Well,
Yeah, I'm excited for the next races we broadcast. Like I'll be running Eldora, like you said, it won't be broadcasted, but I expect it to be a good showing. I'm sure we'll have some people streaming that race. You can probably find it. Like I'm guessing Rick should probably stream it. But yeah, I think we'll have some pretty good races coming up once we get back on the air, and I think we'll have a good season.
absolutely. Well, you've been watching the In the Pits News 150 at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Galaxy Truck Series. Got a good season ahead. Make sure to tune in for our next broadcast. And we'll see you in the future.